run out of time.
Mr Chairman.
Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr Chairman, I'm reluctant to interrupt the member because he was doing such a great job, but he is making really what I think is a really valuable point, is for all of the rhetoric, it is businesses that will create jobs for people, for families, and we are seeing an economic recovery that is gaining momentum and making a real difference. Mr Speaker, if we think about where we're at as far as we've got the lowest interest rates, we've got investment, we've got strong export prices, and that is making a difference to the businesses that are out there doing the hard work, and they are the only ones. I sort of say to them in West Auckland, I say the only way that a young person is going to get a job tomorrow is if a business actually decides that they can take them on. It's not about government creating jobs, it's about it creating the environment that means that they are successful, and actually saying that businesses are successful, and we will celebrate that success and stand next to them and put it in place as we do. Economic growth is at the highest it has been in 5 years, and almost the same as Australia, and certainly better than most other countries that we like to compare ourselves to. Now, Mr Speaker, I do want to, Mr Chairman, I want to pick that up because I can hear the opposition sort of saying, oh, they've been losing all these jobs and everything. What we don't talk about in the media, which we should be to be celebrating our businesses and what they do, is actually those jobs that have been created. So 65,000 jobs if you go by the HLFS just in the last 3 years. But we've seen 1,000 new jobs on the Waterview motorway. We see nearly 2,000 jobs in the UFB rollout. We've seen 1,000 jobs in building the Woody prison. We see 350 jobs at Marsden Points, 400 jobs at IBM at Unitech, 1,500 jobs at Fonterra's New Darfield Point, and these are not the jobs that the opposition wants to talk about, but they're real jobs for real people that are raising families in this country, and it's making a difference for them. Let's go back to the 2008, and certainly when I first became Minister of Social Development, what I saw was 3 quarters in a row under the Labor government, the unemployment benefit going up and 30,000 people more actually out of work. And I think that that's a tragedy. So we had to step in, fast. We heard projections of the unemployment benefit going to 100,000 people or more. We heard all of the horror stories, and we heard all of the frightenings that are going out there for those businesses, for those individuals and their families. But the truth is, the highest we got to was 68,000, and that was in January 2010. At that point, Mr Chairman, and now when we look at it, we've actually got around 48,000 people that are on the equivalent of the unemployment benefit. In the last year alone, we have seen 7,600 net come off the DPB to make a difference and go into work, and I think that that's hugely making a major difference in their lives, the lives for them, the lives for their children. I see it every day, and I have people coming up to me and saying, I didn't think I'd get a job in this kind of environment, and I have, and telling me the very personal stories for them and their families. One that's actually true is about a woman that had been on welfare for 28 years. She'd been on welfare for 28 years. She went in last year to actually change her benefit because her children had got older, and they said to her, how about we talk about what you can do, how about we put you in some training. She got a job. She actually got a job in a customer service role in an engineering firm. She started there in October last year. She's still in that job today, and she said the difference that it made for her adult children, all 3 of them had been on a benefit. 2 of them are now off and actually in work as well because of the difference it made for not just her but her entire family. And that, Mr Chairman, is making a difference. It makes a difference to people's income. You want to talk about how you get out of poverty? You aren't going to do that sitting on a benefit. So it is about actually supporting those businesses, giving them the right economic environment, spending your money and the taxpayers' money well so that it actually generates that sort of employment. It's giving them actually assurances that there will be stability and the right kind of policies will constantly be put in place. And they can rubbish it all they like, but the reality is that there has been just significant changes that have really meant that young people in particular are going into work and staying there. And I certainly welcome it, and I know that New Zealanders do too.
The question is that vote employment stand part of the schedule. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. The question now is that vote science and innovation stand part of the schedules.
Mr Chairman.
Dr Cam Calder.
Thank you, Mr Chairman. It's a great